Hey guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look at XRP over here on the 4-hour time frame. Going back to April 7th here, we had a leading diagonal to the upside. Okay, this was your leading diagonal, and then you come down in a three-wave move. So this was your W wave. We come up in a three-wave move. This is your X, and then we come down in a three-wave move. This was your WXY correction for your wave 2 or your B wave. Now remember, this could be a wave 1 or your A, or wave 2 or your B. And then we bottomed out here at the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. So when we take a fib from this low here up to this high, you see how we bottomed out here at the 786, and then we went in for the next leg. Okay, so let me remove these drawings just so I can show you a little bit cleaner. So I'll show you here, we bottomed right here at the 786, and then we went up for the next leg. Now that next leg could have been a C wave or a subwave 1 of our wave 3 to the upside. Now what do I mean by that? I mean by, if this is a leading diagonal, this could be your A wave, this is your B wave, and this is your C wave on XRP, and then that's all she wrote. Now we're coming down for a wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down for a triple zigzag combo stemming back from January of 2025, right? So that would be the ultra bearish scenario, but my bias is actually leaning towards this being an impulsive structure. So what it looks like over here is we formed our subwave 1 of 3 from May 6th up to May 12th. We then came down in a WXY correction, and then if we take a look at the 4-hour MACD, we are printing some bullish divergence. Notice how when we take a fib from this low over here on May 6th up to this high on May 12th, we have tapped into the 61.8% fib, but let's not rule out the possibility of a manipulation move down to the 786 at 220 or the 702 at 224, and then have it retract back above this diagonal trendline resistance. Okay, so the current resistances that we have going forward would be these targets over here from the 23.6 up to the 786. I should also add in the 702 in there as well, because XRP loves to use that level. So we'll add in the 702. So these are all of the resistance levels here. And once you get above the 702 and the 786 at 2.5296 and 2.5619, then it's very likely we are within subwave 3 of 3. Now, subwave 3 of 3 will likely be very explosive. We would be targeting the 2018 high and above. But overall, XRP is super bullish. This is the correction. So this over here, going all the way back to July, this was your wave 1, your macro wave 1 of 5. Then you have a WXY correction for your wave 2 of 5. This move over here was your wave 3 of 5. Okay. Then for the wave 4, we had a Wyckoff reaccumulation structure in the form of a WXY correction. And now we're starting our impulsive move to the upside. If we can get a move, which will be confirmed by a move above this 702 and 786 right here. So if we can get above this level, then it's likely this is an impulsive move rather than simply this just being an A, a B, and then a C for an X wave before we come down for a wave Z. Now I want to show you this chart over here that I made, and it's the Wyckoff reaccumulation structure that I see here on XRP. So let me go into the settings here and make the chart black, just so you guys can see this a little bit better. So this is the reaccumulation structure right here. Do you guys see this? Okay. Now you can see here that we've gone within this reaccumulation range, we've gone down by a little bit over 51% and then gone sideways for about 172 days, right? And now we would be targeting the range highs there, 295 to 311, see some consolidation, and then have continuation. So what we had over here is a spring below the 200-day moving average. So you see how you had range-bound price action over here? Price was just chopping sideways, and many investors didn't know what to think, whether to buy or sell or hold. They didn't really know. There's a lot of confusion here. So we would consider this accumulation, right? And then every time we come down to 2.135 to 1.9947, we see a pop up. Do you guys see that? Every time we come down here, we saw a pop up. So this was our psychological support, and we actually slammed down below it. For your spring, you had a weekly push below the 200-day moving average, and then the weekly close back into the range here. So taking a look at this reaccumulation range, this over here is your psychological support. And then over here for your spring or your manipulation, you slam down below it and then retract back into the range in a short period, right? It doesn't take too long to retract back in. So time versus price really matters. And as you guys can see, we have been ranging now for a little bit over 172 days. We're just above the 200-day moving average. It actually looks like we tapped it right here. It looks like we tapped it right here. This is the 200-day at 2.2689. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll keep an eye on the resistance levels. But so far, XRP is within a super bullish setup. And I'm going to jump back to this chart. I'm going to jump back to this chart just so I can show you the resistance levels I'm eyeing here going forward. It would be sitting at 2.5296 and 2.56. If we get above that level, then we can confirm the correction is done on April 6th, and we're within an impulsive move to the upside, more specifically a subwave 3 of our wave of 3 of our macro wave 5. Okay. However, if we can't get above 2.5296 and 2.56, then it's likely this is just a wave 1 in the form of a leading diagonal, come up for a wave 2, and then you have a wave 3, 4, and 5 of your A, B, and C, right? Because then that would make this a WXYXZ correction instead of just a WXY correction. So the bullish scenario would be that this WXY correction is finished. Bearish scenario is that we still have one more push down, okay? But like I said, my bias is the bullish one. And I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on this. But if you guys want more of an in-depth analysis, then click the link to join the description. Click the link to join the Discord below in the description. You guys get access to XRP updates every single day. Multiple times a day. You get access to over 350 assets. You can ask me any question you want, and you can also connect with me one-on-one. So if that's something you're interested in, then definitely click that link in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Peace out, and take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one.